Good evening, class. I hope you people have solved this RC and you are all are eagerly waiting for the answer key. Right? So start with this RC has been taken from CAT 1990. And to be very honest, yesterday one student asked a doubt from this RC. So and like there I found this, yes, this RC is something is different from our regular RCs. I'm sure most of you have found the language little complicated. Right? So I will try to explain each and everything, but if you still if after even after the explanation, if there is any doubt, please contact me on the Telegram personal window. Please drop your doubt in the personal Telegram window. I will definitely share. Definitely solve it. Okay. Okay. So to begin, before begin explanation, I completely believe that you people have done the skimming and you have scanned the questions before reading the passage, right? Okay. So yes, the focus of the passage is the psychoanalytic movement. This is the focus of my passage. The motive force that has carried the psychoanalytic movement to a voluminous wave of a popular attention and created for it considerable following those discontent with the traditional methods and the attitude. Okay, now the sentence is going too big. This sentence is too big. In the four lines as it's coming up, it's going to be very difficult if you're going to read in a one go. So it's better to break it. So the first part, I will like to break it over, and create it for it considerably following, right? Till here. So here, till here, it is saying that the psychoanalytical movement has become very popular, right? Has become a wave of a popular attention and created a very popular, and due to this, and now second part, those discontent with the traditional methods and attitudes. So like people who were discontent with the traditional attitude, with the traditional psychology, right? With the traditional psychology, joined joined the psychoanalysis, right? And why he got the popularity? Because of the frank direction. Because of the frank direction here, frank direction of the psychological instrument of the exploration of dash and dash. Right? Huh. But this part becomes very important when he says intermediate problems of the human relationship. So overall, he is talking about what? He is going to talk about the human relationships. This is what he is going to talk about over here. The psychoanalytical analysis movement was going to be related with the human relationship. I hope it is getting clear. And this is like a firm advice. Don't ever read a long sentence in one go. Please break it. It will be easy to understand. Right? However false or however true its conclusion, however weak or strong its argument, however effective or defective or even the pernicious is practice. Pernicious is, if I look for this word, it is going to be harmful. It is going to be harmful. Its mission is broadly humanistic. So whatever said and done, whatever you say, whatever right or wrong it is there, it was only the one purpose that was the humanistic. He was looking for the welfare of the human. Okay? Psychological enlightenment is presented as a program of a salvation. By no other appeal could the service of the psychology have become so glorified. So this helped, the psychoanalysis helped to glorify the, you say the psychology, right? Therapeutic promise of the psychoanalysis came at the as the most noble, ambitious, and most releasing of the long procession of the creative system that marked the history of the mental healing. So this was all the positive signs of your psychoanalysis. And last May, he very firmly says that it marks the history of the mental healing. Now it's getting more clear. Humanistic is there, but again, he is focusing more on the mental healing. And I believe yahi par your question number one, answer C is there. Question number one, answer C is there, where they ask the distinctive feature of the psychoanalysis is that. That's why I said, I hope you people have scanned the questions before reading, before diving into the passage. So you don't have to go through the passage again and again. And in such an intense passage, it is not important to solve all the questions. Even if you are solving, like here we have 8 questions. Even if you are solving 5 questions, 4 questions with a good accuracy, you are good to go. Good. So by the pass from the passage one, I was able to solve the question one while reading itself. Rest of the questions we will see how they are going to come up. Now, the contemporary trend in psychology, psychoanalysis actually offered a rebuke, a challenge, supplement, though it appeared to ignore them. Okay, now yeah, यहाँ पर I'm sure some challenge is happening, some rebuke is happening. Rebuke is refuse, deny कर देना, है ना? Something like that is happening. But who is doing to whom? Right, this is creating a little confusion. So this psychology has lot of streams. Psychoanalysis is one of the stream. So this psychoanalysis is is putting a challenge on the other streams. It is challenging each and every stream, which all are part of the psychology. I'm again repeating, psychology has lot of streams, right? It is going to be mentioned in the coming paragraph only. But psychoanalysis, no, they are all streams. So first picture comes, they should be aligned. But this is not the case in this. Psychoanalysis is challenging the other streams of the psychology. He is also a part of the psychology itself, but it is challenging. Right? Right, and appear to ignore them, and वो ignore भी करता है with the practical purpose of the applied psychology. Now here this is the first string they have mentioned, that is the applied psychology directed the human efficiency. It had no direct relation and thus no quarrel. So now this applied psychology is talking about human efficiency. Getting this is the first stream of the psychology which the passage has mentioned, apart from the psychological analysis, but and applied psychology focuses on the human efficiency. But this psychoanalysis paid no attention to it. No attention. Good. The solution of behaviorism. Now, this is the another stream. The behaviorism is the another stream is coming. Just a minute. Behaviorism is another stream. Likewise, by bidding for a popular approval by reducing the adjustment to a program of conditioning, it inevitably found aligned and alien and irrelevant. As the behaviorists in reciprocity found psychoanalytic doctrine again is going very high. So let's stop. Behavior वाला क्या कर रहा था? It is talking about conditioning. It is talking about conditioning. ठीक है, is it inevitably found alien and irrelevant. Psychoanalysis ने इसको भी alien like he found it alien, not relevant, and irrelevant, something very aloof and irrelevant. As the behaviors in reciprocity, something which is going to give you the advantage in the return. Mutual understanding here. I'm going to give you something in the benefit and for the benefit. When we exchange the things, that is a meaning of the word reciprocity. I'm exchanging. Palm psychoanalytic doctrine, mystical, fanatic, assumptive, and removed. So this person is also finding the psychoanalysis is not relevant, assumptive है, assumption है, mystical है, so not proper. So they are not ready to exchange anything with the psychoanalysis. Well, whenever we have branches of a one same thing, like when we have a subdivisions, tributaries, then the first impression comes that they are going to help each other. They are going to be aligned with each other. But here in this case, all the streams, all the tributaries are not getting aligned. They are contradicting each other. They are challenging each other. I hope it is getting clear by now. even to the cognate formulation of the mental hygiene, as likewise in its contact with with related fields of the psychology, psychoanalysis analysis made no considerable advances. Even though if any of the branch of the psychology is talking about the mental hygiene, right? If it is talking about the mental hygiene, which was the purpose of the psychoanalysis, still it was not getting aligned with. Still, it was not getting not parallel with that. So it gave psychoanalysis ko he wants to be alone. He doesn't want anybody to be to be with him. Right? Towards the physiatry, this is another term is coming up. This is the physiatry. It's nearest kin. Now, this is what's considered to be the very close to the psychoanalysis. It took an unfriendly position, quite too plainly implying a disdain. Disdain is like somebody is not giving a respect for an unprogressive relative. So again, though the physiatry is very close, is considered as a closest kin of the psychoanalysis, still psychoanalysis looks as with the looks at it towards the with the inferior eyes, belittle eye. राइट उसको डिसडेन कर रहा था डिसडेन इज लाइक डिसरिस्पेक्ट करना बी लिटिल इज लाइक द अनदर वर्ड अपने आप से इंफीरियर फील करवाना राइट क्लोजेस्ट स्किन को भी वो ऐसे कर रहा था राइट क्लोजेस्ट स्किन इज लाइक दैट द थिंग्स विल बी मैचिंग अ लॉट but still he was not ready to accept it. So overall in the second paragraph we have seen that there are the psychology has another streams, but psychoanalysis wants to be alone. He, in fact, challenges all these streams. He rebukes all these streams. And in the passage, all the streams functions on what they are dealing with, it is mentioned. Okay? No one is supporting anyone. Neither psychoanalysis is supporting any of the stream, neither the streams is ever supporting the psychoanalysis. I hope you people are getting. Good. Third para, these estrangements, something which is not getting aligned. Correct? Conflict sin. We people are not thinking in a way same pattern. Affected is relationship throughout the domain of a mind and its ills. So its ills, the domain whose is getting affected, psychoanalysis is getting affected. But they came to head in the practice. From the outset, in the days of the struggle, when it had a sparse and scattered discipleship to a present position of the province, Fredonism went on its way for the most part neglected. Okay, again is getting too high. But while reading all this thing, this is something new term is coming. Fredonism is coming up as a new term. And फिर वो आगे जाकर ये साइकोलॉजी एकेडमिक साइकोलॉजी की भी बात करता है. So again, itna samajh, like itna I can relate. Again, it is a part of the psychology. Now, if you have a little information, so the Freud was a follower of a psychoanalysis. Yes, this has to be backed up by the external previous information, I can say. So Freud was a follower of the psychoanalysis. Now here he is saying that in the earlier days, the Freud was ignored by the academic, academic of psychology, right? Because Freud followed the psychoanalysis, and psychoanalysis was looking for the was talking on the dreams, on lapses, on all these things, which was very new concept for the academic of the psychologies. So the academic of the psychologies were not supporting. You can take it as a traditional. You can take it as a traditional. What do you say? The traditional theory also. So the traditional theory was not supporting the psychoanalysis, which was followed by the Freud, and that's why this name is here. Whenever we read a passage, don't just keep on reading and reading. Try to understand why this name is here, why the author is mentioning this name. And that is also in the third paragraph. If it has been that important, it might be have been in the first part. If it is some new character is coming up. But here, I don't think any new character is coming. So I have to relate with the previous part, with the previous two passages. Good? Nice. So, in all, till here, the traditional theory is not supporting the psychoanalysis because they were talking about such a topics which were very new for them. Good. Okay. Now here again, they talk about the second reason. Now, what is the second reason? Here in the first paragraph, first part, there was no first reason. So this second reason is what is this trying to say? They are talking about the estrangements affected. Why there was an estrangement, why it was affected, that is the coming up a second reason. This is going to come up as the first reason, and the second reason, what we are going to read right. Right. Second reasons of the impression made by the psychoanalysis when once launched against the tide of the academic resistance was its recognition of the depth of the psychology so much closer to the human motivation, so much more intimate and direct than the analysis of the mental factor. So the second, when the PA introduces, the psychoanalysis introduces the depth of psychology. That approach was connected to what actually derives the people, right? So this was another reason that he went too deep, better than the traditional one, better than the traditional one. It's quite obvious when the traditional people are there in the market, they have established their foot in the market, and some new person is coming up with a very deep psychology, very deep concept, in fact, right? So it is going to be very difficult for a person, the traditional people, to accept that thing. So something is same is happening with the psychoanalysis as well. So the way went into the depth, it was not easy for the traditional people to accept, and resulted in the estrangements. Good, nice. Okay, so this was the para three. Para four. Anyone or to all. Okay, I'm sorry. Here in the last line, it is more important. Again, I left. Most person in the trouble would be grateful for a relief without the critical examination of the theory behind the practice. So the people who were looking for the treatment, who were looking for the use of the theory, like people who were looking for the use of the theory, they were not concerned whether the theory is approved or not. They were just looking for the advantages. It's like a new medicine comes in the market and they are looking whether this medicine is approved or not. No, they are just thinking whether this medicine is giving them a benefit or not. That was their agenda. That was the agenda of the common person. So they were not bothered कि psychoanalysis approved है या नहीं है. They were more concerned कि whether it is giving benefit to them or not. Good. The fourth paragraph again is I'm not going to read. The questions are also going to be discussed. So the fourth paragraph says that psychoanalysis differ from the others. Psychoanalysis is coming from the good backed theory. He was not based on the practice. He was not doing the hit and trial things. No hit and trial things were there. It was backed with the sound theory. Good. So this is all the passage is looking for. I hope that now the clarity is much better. And even if you want to pause and do the questions again, I will really appreciate that. Question number one, we have already discussed. Answer is going to be C. It was very much clearly mentioned. इसको मुझे eliminate करने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. It was a very clearly was mentioned in the para one. Second, the distinction between the behaviorism and psychoanalysis. Again, this was a part of the para 2. Yes, I missed it. But again, this was should be done while doing the para 2 because behaviorism सिर्फ एक ही part में आया था. It was a part of the para 2. Behaviorism is wide in scope. No, we are not talking about the scope. We are not talking about the tolerant. In fact, not neither about the dogmatic. Behaviorism is a conditioning habit. Yes, this is what they have mentioned. Right? And revision is a more circumspect. Circumspect is like a careful. No, the passage is nothing has talked about anything about the circumspect. Well, I think the answer is going to be C. Again, one very important thing when such a distinctions are given, I generally try to read the first part of the option. And if this satisfies me, then only I move to the next part. If this doesn't satisfy me, I don't put my energy in the second. Right? Question number three, statement which is refuted by the passages. Completely believe that you people are, you are aware about the word refuted. The popularity enjoyed by the psychoanalysis is partially due to the enchantment with the traditional methods of the psychology. Yes, this is the word called disappointment. Disappointment. The people were not happy with the traditional. This was there in the para one. First few lines में ही था. B, psychoanalysis would. Would is like try to gain attention or try to gain love. That is the one. Would. People dissatisfied with the other branches of the psychology to swell their ranks. Okay, that's why maybe he was telling, okay, we are talking about the refuted. हमको refute ढूंढना है, something which is not being supported by the passage or mentioned by the in the passage. This was, I don't think it was anywhere is was there. See, psychoanalysis were the pioneers in the realm of the analysis of the subconscious. Yes, they were the first one. That's why they were getting rejected by the traditionals. If they have not been rejected by the tradition, it means that they were not the first one. Psychoanalysis alienated allied branches of the psychology. Absolutely, it was. That's why I was mentioning the word. He wants to be alone. He wants to be in solitary. He wants to be absolutely alone. So my answer is going to be B. In some questions, I'm very sure by reading the options, yes, this is the one. But rest, I always make sure that you have to go through all the options. Created a belief in theory. Right? This is coming from the last para. This is coming from the last para. Belief will be created itself? No. Theory will be created? No. The facts will be created themselves. If the theory is sound, if it is backed by a nice theory, the facts will be created. This is something which this is what the something traditional theory was telling us. This is something which is traditional theory was telling us. Answer is going to be C. Psychoanalysis are of the opinion that, again, this is coming from the last para, right? A method, again, if you are clear with this point, you will immediately pick up the C option, that the theory leads to the practice. In other practices and other analysis, the practice was leading the theory. They were doing the hit and trial, they were experimenting on the people, and then they were writing the theory. But the psychoanalysis was the other way around, right? Six, Freudian analysis was ignored by the academic psychology. Again, we have discussed this thing in a quite good detail. It was para 3, if I'm not wrong. Right? It was the D option. It is going to be preoccupied. Question number 6, answer is going to be D. Right? Question number 7. Now, this is where I have doubts. The question says the only statement to receive the support from the passage is which of the following? I have to support निकालना है according to the passage. Psychoanalysis concentrated more on the theoretical remedies than their practical remediation. नहीं. It was not on the more. In fact, theoretical was coming up supporting the practical thing. So more word is not going to be appropriate. Psychoanalysis broke the shackles of the conventions and the involvement in the human thing. Shackles is something like the old molds. It broke the old modes which was coming from the traditionals. Yes, it was there. That's why the traditional people were not believing it to win, right? See, the attitude of the psychoanalysis towards the aligned branch of the psychology could be at best described as a indifferent. The other branches of psychology and psychoanalysis, the relation was indifferent. Yes, that was also there. He was rejecting all the parts. He was rejecting all the other branches of the psychology. You know, we have seen there were three branches were mentioned, and psychoanalysis was not supporting any one of them, right? So this is also true. Psychoanalysis dispelled the prevalent notion that the dreams were repressed desires. Dispelled is something which is banish. Dispelled is something which is banish. Banish, like you can also say the word disappear, right? And repressed is going to be something you subdue by force. subdue by force, किसी को प्रेस कर देना, forcibly खत्म कर देना, दबा देना. This is not going to be the one. This was not the part of the passage at all, right? So A and D are eliminated, but B and C may, if I will think that both are going to be are equally good answer. But if I look the answer key which they have given online, so they say that it was not indifferent, it was hostile. Hostile matlab unfriendly. Which is, yeah, I agree. It was not supporting the other branches, but it was not, and like, it is very difficult to justify the word hostile and the indifferent wala thing. So here is little confusion. So I'm looking up the other sources. If I get the answer, I will definitely post. But for now, A, B, and C both looks good. Right? The popularity enjoyed by the psychoanalytical movement may be directly attributed to. This is again very easy. This is again coming from the para one, and the answer is going to be D. I hope now the passage is clear. I hope the understanding is getting better. Don't, while you are practicing, don't ignore such passages. Because if you're working on such dense passage, then only you are putting up you're increasing your level. Yeah, while doing sectional tests, while doing AIMCAT, if you don't have an understanding, if you don't have a confidence, don't attempt. But please do again go back when you are doing analysis, then only this level up is going to happen. Remember, this is 1990. You are going to appear in 2025. You need to level up yourself equivalent to the number of the years we can see here. Okay? Thank you, class. Thank you.